What's up, YouTube? Double R here, RC Richie. Welcome back to the channel. The time has come to give my very first crawler an overhauling. As you know already, we have the juice up. Ever since this juice up came out, it's pretty much the same exact chassis as the FX118. But ever since my FX118 came out, the very next model was the Katana. And that one was introduced to 5-degree skid. Ever since then, I've been wanting to upgrade this skid, this chassis with the 5-degree skid. This is the factory one, which doesn't have the 5-degree. So the juice up came out, and I absolutely love the juice up, CR18P. But we have the 5-degree skid. So me falling in love with this CR18P all over again, I said, you know what, it's time to update the FX118 and bring her back into the new and try to mimic exactly what's going on over here. So I went ahead and got the Hobby Plus Evo Pro LCG chassis, which is the exact same chassis as the Evo Pro. And this is the one that I've been meaning to upgrade a long time ago. I just never got around to it. So I'm a bit motivated now. And we're gonna go ahead and button it all up. We got the skids for the sides. And I went ahead already and I have the hex extensions on here. So we're going to try to mirror exactly what's going on with the Evo Pro. Won't be exactly the same. But yeah, should be pretty cool. Yeah, and this chassis was about due. This chassis has taken repetitive drops. Starting to see some not warping, but chassis twisting up a little bit in certain spots. And one of my holes over here for my adjustments of my links seems to be, I think it might have got stripped out. So it was about time. I have an aftermarket Power Hobby skid plate brass, and I'm still debating whether or not we're going to bring this over. I might just go back to the factory one. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to button this all up. And then we're going to put them head to head and see how they do. All right, stay tuned. RC Richie here. We back. Welcome back to the channel. Okay. It is the next day since I started my project. My first crawler. This is the FX118. And this is how she looks now. I couldn't go ahead and just leave the body just like that, man. I just said, you know what? We have to throw her in the body shop. If we're going to give her a new chassis, we got to give her a whole new look. Still stock body. But as you see, did one of my paint jobs. And we did a nice chop on it. Once I did the chop, I kind of did the chop because I wanted to show off the chassis a little bit. And then once I created the chop, I left the holes there. So I said, you know what, just in case I want to put the roll bar back on. Put it back on, smoked out the lenses. And I said, you know what, it's a winner, I like it. Got it slammed down. Magnet mounts. Did the two-tone with the blue and the black. You can see the red, the color that was coming through from before. Kind of going with the Carnage and Spider-Man theme. But this is still Furiosa. But yeah, this one is running the 65mm shocks. You know, if you ever switch out a chassis, it's a lot of work. You got to switch over everything. But everything went pretty smooth. Couple things to note on my old chassis. Some of my one of my screws in here, the holes got stripped out. And it almost happened to me again. And I think it's kind of because of the way it mounts. If you can't get the screw in there at the right angle, you might cross thread it a little bit. But anyway, we took care of that. So we run in the rear and the back mount, and this one in the front. We got the side skids on the side, so we got the electronics over here. Got a piece of tape holding my antenna. Battery over here. We decided to keep that tray out. This is the CR18P Evo Pro Juice Up. Same exact thing. Ever since I picked this one up, I just basically, this thing performs like a champ. I said, you know what? I wanted this one to perform the same way. And I've been meaning to do this, to get this same exact chassis. This chassis came out with the Katana, and then after that came the Rushmore of the Fury Tech and Hobby Park line. But yeah, you can see I have the high clearance links, and I got it set up just right. I moved the top links to the top hole, because before I had interference, but now they're not touching at all. If you can see that. Front. And another thing I noticed, I was running way too high of weight of oil. I was running 35 weight, and any of my shocks that if I ever top them off, I put 35 weight in there. So for me, that was too high, and I went down to 20. But these also had the 20 weight in them already, but I noticed there was way too much oil in them. So I literally have enough oil just to cover the bottom of the piston, and they're like perfect. I got them almost dialed in, just like the Evo Pro. But yeah, man, this is my first crawler. I absolutely love this. I've learned so much from this and other platforms, but this is my baby, and I think I love it even more now. So we definitely gonna put it through its paces. Love how the body came out. I was debating whether or not I should keep the bar on there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Keep it or ditch it. I like it. Kind of goes with the cut that I did. And I cut the lights out. Removed those out. Took the lenses off and then blacked them out. Blacked out the lenses with a black Sharpie. Did a little more trimming over here. I didn't want to do too much because I wanted the chassis to still be kind of covered. See a little bit of the side skirt right there. The side skids. And we're only running magnets in the front, so hopefully that should be good. So far, my luck with magnets has not been good. I've switched over to running, sticking them with glue now. So we'll see. But yeah, you can see I got those shocks set up right, man. Like I said, I was running way too much oil in them, and they're dialed in now. So yeah, these guys are brothers, man. Brothers from another mother. And now I'm actually, right now, this Evo Pro is not running banded. But the way this is set up, even if I was to band it, that's all the way down low. Which one sits lower? Before this one was sitting way up high. You could definitely adjust the shocks though. This is definitely higher. I went ahead and went back to my stock wheels that the vehicle came with, but I only went back to these because I picked up the 1.2. These are 1.2 plastic bead lock wheels. But I went back to these because I ordered brass rings for these. And these are Endura. These are just the rock crawler tires. These are probably my very first tires that I picked up. Been doing some cleaning on them. They definitely still sticky. And these are 6424s versus these are 68s. We went ahead and put the hex extensions on here. Just plastic, not brass. This one has hex extensions in the rear, brass up front. And I went ahead and put the axle extensions as well, because you cannot put these plastic hex extensions on here without the extended axles. So now we are running extended axles on here. We still have the brass Power Hobby C-hubs, RC all-wheel drive shocks. These are the Hobby Park high clearance links. I'll probably have to get a set for these, but right now the plastic ones are fine. I went ahead and also something that I noticed, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but my servo was flipped around the other way. So we went ahead and flipped that, put that back over on this side. So that means this link was over here, flip that back around. And yeah, man, I think she looks good. She's pretty dialed. Let's take a weight. Haven't weighed her out yet in this form. Yeah, I had a video before, man, but I wanted to post it. I didn't want to post it yet because I definitely wanted to change the body. And if we're going to go ahead and give it a new look, we got to go all the way, you know? Okay, let's see what we're weighing in at. Right now, with the battery in it, it is 552 grams. So we definitely shaved some weight, I believe. Fluids. Plastic. Yeah. And what else? What else? Yeah, I believe that's it. I do have bearings in here. We are running the aluminum drive shafts. And 20% overdrive. So to me, she is pretty dialed in. If there's anything else I would do to this, probably right now I don't see the need for it because I do run the bearing trick, but the V2 axle, and that's only so we can get the counter rotation going with the axle over here. Electronics are still good. I've only tried this maybe once on 3S now since I got the Evo Pro because I have a 3S battery, but no need for it. Same thing with the Evo Pro. There's no need for that 3S as well. But people run it. I don't know why they do. To me, 2S is plenty, especially from a brushless setup. One thing I noticed, I spoke about it before in the previous videos, is about this FuriTech Lizard Pro ESC and sometimes how it can be glitchy. I think for me, I've been troubleshooting with this thing for a very long time in the FuriCar app. And I think for me, the sweet point is just to turn down the power a little bit. So I've been playing around with the remote, playing around with the control with the app. But now I keep the app on 100%, and now just on my remote or my Spectrum, I just dialed it down to about 85%. And for me, it kind of takes out of that little, sometimes, you coming out of that glitch or whatever. But it definitely works for me. I like it. Another thing, if you've seen my videos before, if you haven't, now's a good time to hit that button, please, and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell. But we went ahead and did my little mod that I do for the slop and the drive line. For me, I feel like it worked. And I have way less slop in this one. So if you're not familiar with the video, basically what it is your black O-rings that come with your shock and link kits. And we basically put, you can actually probably see it here. Let's see if I can get it to focus, but there's one right in here. So what you're gonna have to do is remove the drive shafts on each end, put an O-ring on the end right here, that end, this end, and that end. And for me, what it did is basically takes the slop out of this lateral movement that goes back and forth. You know, now since there's less of that, we still have the same in the portals, but with that being slop taken out in the center, I feel like it performs and it doesn't have that little sloppiness anymore. I have yet to try it over here. I'm just waiting because this one does have different axles, drive shafts. These are the Arctos drive shafts, which are much beefier, as you can see. And eventually down the road, don't see if we need to update this one, but if we do, this would be the ones that we will be update with because they're much beefier. But yeah, everything else is the same. You can see the V2 axle is different, so that looks different. But you see the one in the front, that's exactly the same. So these drive shafts should definitely go on those splines with no problem. And this is, yeah, much beefier right here. So far, I have had no problems with this one. But that's the slop I'm talking about right there. Even this one is very minimal. The FX118 had a lot more. So for me, that's where the slop also comes from. When you hit the throttle, that little shaft spins. If there's slop in here, you figure it's going like this, and then it kind of catches, and then she turns. So you figure slop in this one, slop there, this one, and that one. Between all those, that's a lot of slop in there, and then you have this in here. So it's not foolproof, it's not completely fixed, but it works for me. So let me just... See, that was like instant. Yeah, you're definitely going to get it from forward to back. Your descents, you're climbing, and then you like shift. Or if, you know, you're coming out of reverse. But like I said, I feel like I fixed it. Let me say, I've trimmed it down a lot better. I'm not going to say I fixed it, but I've tamed it down. So yeah, there you go. I think she looks pretty good. That blue came out pretty good. These are all colors that I've been sitting on, some spray paint. Yep. One thing left to do. Put it on the indoor course, Mount Richmore. Stay tuned.